that's sick, mate. You know. Trouble.
Finding my way. Greatness will take patience, I will wait.
Lively. Myself, Namesbliss, and I'm sitting alongside man like Sicckm8, fashion YouTuber, you know, influencer, also musician by the alias of Ken Kaio, and all round G. So big up, man. What's going on, man? Come on. Yeah, man. Come on.
Enjoying my Saturday.
Yeah,
it's a nice day out.
It is, isn't it? It's a nice day. Yeah. I mean, it was stormy earlier, but it's calmed down. The weather's good. Yeah, man. We persevered and we are here. So really, what I want to talk about is your journey to where you are now.
Yeah.
And what's coming for you in the future, innit? So, how did you start? You know, as a fashion YouTuber, how did that begin, and how did that journey start and get you to where you are now?
Okay. I mean, I've always wanted to do projects. Like, I'm one of them people that can't sit still. I need to be doing something at all times, working towards something that's like a bigger picture kind of thing.
Okay.
So I think I've always been into media stuff, creative stuff, that kind of thing. And before, even before fashion, I've always been, you know, I had to have something on the go.
Yeah.
So back in 2009, 2010 kind of, was when everyone was starting to get on the blogging vibe. Everyone was blogging about A, B, and C, and at the time, I was just trying different things out. So I had a blog about cars, and then I had a blog just about lifestyle, then I just like a repost one. And then I sort of found my way to YouTube after that. You know.
Wait, what did you do to YouTube? Just out of interest. You found your way to YouTube?
Yeah, I found my way to YouTube.
You found your way to YouTube?
Yeah, so just
finding his way to YouTube.
Found my way.
There you go.
Yeah, so found my way to YouTube, but then I still wasn't doing fashion at this point. I was just doing not normal, but you know how YouTube was back in 2010. You'd have people doing comedy sketches, that kind of thing, Marcus Butler, Thatcher Joe type stuff. That kind of thing. Yeah. So I was just kind of emulating that, so to speak, just for something fun to do, and it was doing a video in itself was a project.
Okay.
And it wasn't until my interest peaked in fashion, because I always found fashion to be expressive. Thank you.
Thank you, man. You would say it is about expressing parts of your personality through what you're wearing. Is that what you would say?
Yeah. So I've always had somewhat of an interest in fashion through that sort of avenue, but it wasn't until I went to Crep City, which is a sneaker convention.
Okay.
That's where I saw all the stuff in the flesh, Jordan 1s. You know, grails of shoes back in the 90s, that kind of thing, and all these different things that I saw as I was a kid, when I was a kid, or online, people wearing them, oh look, these are some fresh crepes, and you see them in the flesh, and it's oh no, I want that, I want that, and people also wearing streetwear brands like Supreme, Palace, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And I didn't really know much about it, which I wanted to know more. So then I went back, did my research, and then I was just interested in it, and I wanted to sort of express my journey of fashion through some kind of outlet, and that's where YouTube came into play. So that's when I started doing pickup videos, picking up new garms and that. And then it sort of eventually evolved into this I've got the garms, how are you going to style the garms?
How are you going to put them together?
Yeah.
How are you going to match them together and do different things? So how did you learn that process? Because it's interesting, because you then became an authority on it. You then became you then started telling other people how to style themselves and do different things. But how did you yourself learn how to put things together? Where was your influence? Where did it come from?
I don't know. I think it's mainly down to personal style.
Okay.
I mean, I know for a fact that I am not the best dressed person ever. I know that. When it comes to fashion, I'm a firm believer that there is no right or wrong way. I mean, there are so many different angles you can look at fashion. There's YouTube channels like Teachers Men Fashion or something like that, you dress a certain body type way, or you match certain colors together, etc., etc.
Color matching,
And that's just a really bare bones basic way of looking at fashion, not in a bad way, but that's just how
at the foundation level.
So that's just how fashion is from that point of view. But from my angle, it's more to do with self-expression,
right?
So self-expression, personal style. Just, there's just a number of different ways to style things.
Okay.
That makes sense.
And it all comes from, you feel like individuality is important, like each person dressing how they feel comfortable dressing, and showing their personality through that. Because it's interesting, like looking at your videos, no video is the same. Like one day you'll be talking about this style, then you'll almost be like transforming into like another whole entire style. There's the wide range of different styles that are covered, and that's one thing that I've noticed. So I mean, that's sick, mate. Drum roll. What happened with like, because I know you as a musician, as well. So like, how are you finding your way, as Ken Kaio? How does that's as your music alias? How is that going? What's happened? Like, what's the past look like for Ken Kaio, and what can we expect from Ken Kaio if everything, goes the way you intend it to go? What can we see from Ken Kaio? But that's a loaded question. Start with how Ken Kaio started. Yeah. How did Ken Kaio come about?
So basically, like before this like whole YouTube thing came about, before everything, from the age of about 14, like I started doing grime music. So I liked how grime sounded. Built like a little studio up. Then started making music as a different alias, not under Ken Kaio. I was Hacker at that time. And that was just a really educational time, I suppose, because like I learned how to flow. I learned basic music theory, that kind of thing. And I wouldn't say much about the industry, but it's a psychological thing in music. I find you find other people's personality types and how that translates to their music, etc.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Yeah, that's definitely a big thing.
So at that time, I was a very angry youth for some reason.
No
idea why, but I was just angry all the time.
But that's what's like when you're that age, when you're like you're talking 14, 15, 16, that sort of age, like there's range there, like, do you know what I mean? Like you're finding yourself, you're finding different things about yourself, and like you're just learning life, innit? But so how did that translate in your music then? Like how did that sound then?
I was just angry. Like I listen back to my old tunes now, and I was like shouting at someone. Like, I started shouting. You know what I mean? Even like wifey tunes, I'm sitting there like I'm having an argument with someone. You know what I mean? Like, that's how.
Peng.
Yeah, like oh, come this way, innit? Like, no. But so that was the foundations, I suppose. That's where Ken Kaio didn't just like appear overnight. That's sort of like the history behind it. Like without Hacker, there would be no Ken Kaio.
Wow.
So Ken Kaio just kind of evolved as like a necessity for me, because I was doing like fashion YouTube and stuff, and I was like, oh man, I don't just want to be one branch of character. I want to like bring another angle into it. I want to do music, because like at the time I was thinking there's so many like YouTube rappers, I suppose, and like 9 out of 10 of them like not very great.
They're not very good. They're not very good. They're just, I've seen them.
Like knowing that or thinking that with the knowledge that you've got, is like thinking, well, I've got to show what I've got. Yeah. So that's when the first ever Ken Kaio tune came out. Like who was Cthulhu?
Who was Cthulhu? So that was a tune, very mellow tune, wasn't it? Who produced that one?
That was Dio.
Okay, so Dio produced that. Yeah. I mean, when I first heard that tune, I thought, the flows on it are quite tight. I think that's the thing. The flow is quite continuous through the whole thing. You understand? And the whole an elitist writer trapped in the cycle of an all-nighter. The whole way he flowed on that one, and I feel like there was definitely talk a bit about Pokemon Ruby. Then talk about that. What influenced that? Because that was definitely like a level up, I would say, from Cthulhu.
Massively.
Yeah, talk to me about Pokemon Ruby then.
So after Cthulhu, I got more or less an overwhelmingly positive reaction to that, and I was like, okay, cool. People have taken to it, therefore I want to carry on with it. And Pokemon Ruby was a natural progression. And I was just like, I don't know, I was a bit uncertain still at the time, because I was sitting on those Cthulhu bars for about a year. Wow. So they were like being perfected for that entire time.
Wow, that's definitely process.
And then when it came time to sit down and write another tune like Pokemon Ruby, I was panicking a bit. I was just like, oh no. Like it took me a whole year. What if these bars that I come out with aren't good at all? Wow. So I wrote the tune. I wrote the tune, and I'll never let a 16 bar go to like record unless I'm 100% happy with it.
Unless you're happy with it, okay.
So
you're a bit of a perfectionist. When it comes to like
yeah.
the booth, you're a bit of a perfectionist in the booth and stuff.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So luckily this one took a lot less time to actually like write, because I was still sitting on the bars and I was still like humming and hawing about music. But you know, when it came to recording the tune, I was like, okay, I'm confident, I can write. You know, I can write a coherent 64 bar, and people think yes, like all the way through.
And this is called, okay, yeah. You just wanted to really punch your bars throughout the entire song. You wanted every bar to to hit, so to speak. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's like your confidence in the area of writing is now is really like on the up now.
Yeah.
But it's like your YouTube confidence has been there for quite a while, and I think that's a real lesson that shows that anything you do consistently, your confidence will grow in that thing.
Yeah.
Even if initially there is that fear of like, oh man, am I gonna do this? Am I really gonna start that YouTube channel? Am I gonna do that thing? You might feel that fear in the beginning, but as you are consistent, you will find your way. Look at that. Anyway, yeah. But I think with this now, so with Pokemon Ruby, that's now out. Ken Kaio is finding his way. What do you see in the future for Ken Kaio?
Oh, big things. I'm kicking this into overdrive now, literally.
Man, put the hat on it. Come on. Jeez. I see. Okay, I understand.
So yeah, no, Ken Kaio is going to go into full swing now, because now it's like I'm pulling out all the stops. Now it's going to be like, okay, it took a year for Cthulhu to be a thing, and then it took like another 10 months of Pokemon Ruby. Now the gaps are getting smaller and smaller. There is going to be another tune.
Because wait, before we even talk about the next tune, because Pokemon Ruby, I mean, it did very well considering it was an audio release. You promoted it for 1 week, and it got over 200,000 streams on Spotify.
260 now, I think.
Mate,
they're crazy.
Do you understand? That's there are some artists who are doing like proper releases who aren't hitting those numbers. So that's I think that's a testament. That's sick, man.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Okay, so with the next release, how are you seeing it then? Is it going to be like a music video? Is it going to be a bit more of a rollout? What are you going to do then? What do you think? How is it going to level up? How does it look for you?
I think the next step up is to obviously not do a 64 bar rollout. Maybe just do like a tune with a chorus. That's something that people can actually like hold on to.
Okay.
Basically, I don't know, man. Like just to put more effort. I don't know. It's crazy. Like
because you're creating. Because you're the thing. Because it's interesting. Because we've had conversations even outside of this about the music side of things. But you really are like a project manager of your sound and everything. You have you want all the packages to bang. Basically, you want the mix to bang. You want the bars to bang. You want the beat to bang. You want all of that to work. So like, how are you approaching this next song? Is it so you're saying you want it to be a song? Are you thinking about performing it? Are you thinking about what?
Yeah. Whenever I write a song, write bars, I always imagine it as if you're singing it to like Glastonbury or something.
Okay.
So in the back of my head, when I'm writing every single bar, literally every single bar, it's like, can this bang for a crowd of people? And if the answer is no, then it's not going to be put on at all. So literally,
quality control. Sorry, that's quality control. You're seeing there, because what you're describing is quality control, and that shows that you value your art.
Yeah.
Because there are some people who would create, but don't. They don't have that thing that says, maybe don't put that out. This isn't good enough yet. They just go for it straight away.
Yeah.
But I think what you have an element of quality control, making sure that everything you put out is of a standard that you are happy with.
Yeah.
Finding my way. Greatness will take patience, I will wait.